Matty Mo,
Hey, what's happening?
what's going on?
Oh, same old story, different day.
Good, man. Good. You're looking good.
Shoot. That's what happens when you chase around little girls all the time, you know? They'll keep you busy.
Yeah, you got two now, huh?
Yeah, yep. Keep,
Congratulations, man.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, yeah, I've been doing this a few times. It's been going well, and I know I reached out to you earlier in the month, or actually last month, but I appreciate you for coming on because just whether it's an athlete or a coach with all this stuff going on, it's nice kind of to get other people's point of views and what's kind of going on in their school system and all that. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I
So
appreciate you asking me to join. It's some um, just unknown moments in these athletes' lives and school systems and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, man. So we'll kick it off with my little intro.
All right.
So so my name's Tyler Milbert. I'm here with Coach Matt Morrison, aka Matty Mo. He's coaching Madison Mohawks out in Middletown, Ohio. And this is inside the mind of a coach. So, Maddie, tell me tell me how you became a coach at Madison.
Yeah, so my journey is a little bit different than some others. Right out of high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so I went to a local school, Miami University Middletown, and played ball there for 2 years. And then I realized I wanted to go and play somewhere else, try to Division two level, NAIA level, and walked on at Cedarville, and things worked there for a year, and then had to have rotator and labrum surgery. Academics weren't doing very well either, so I figured it was time to get life on track. And I really wanted to grasp the concept of what it meant to be a coach. So I've always had some really good coaches in my life, not just on the playing field, the surface, whatever it may have been, but guys that really invested into me.
Right.
And so I wanted to learn how to do that. And so I reached out to the basketball coach up at Cedarville University, Pat Estep, and just I said, Pat, like I want to learn how to coach. And he said, well, why don't you be a student assistant for our basketball program? Not sure I wanted to coach basketball, but I wanted to learn how to coach.
Right.
So seeing what he does as an investment to his players, his program, and just the selflessness to him, was it some trying times? Yeah, it was early morning practices. And
Right.
he told me, he expected me to do the exact same thing as the basketball players. I'm like, man, are you kidding me? So, but, yes, it meant for me to be in the locker room after the games, clean up all the dirty laundry, wash the uniforms, hang them to dry, keep everything rolling. It was a lot of dirty work per se,
Right.
and but I got to even rewind behind that too, because right out of high school, I was 18 and 19 years old, coaching junior high football here at Madison
Yeah.
for 3 years with Coach Evick, and I'll get to him later. And then I coached varsity baseball as a 19 and 20-year-old here at Madison as well, as an assistant to Coach Evick as well. So,
Yeah.
it's been like it's just something I've always wanted to do my whole entire life, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity. So, I was actually going into special education because my cousin Tony Huff was a big mentor to me growing up, and he was a special education major, and man, the way he loved those kids, it just sat right in my heart, and I was like, that's what I really want to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll go into special education and get a college degree, and then go into coaching in the evening. So got a little bit different plans for me. Sitting in the dorm room with my roommate from South Florida, and
Okay.
man, could that dude play some ball? He was awesome. He's a great middle infielder. Went to the largest high school in Florida, and Cypress Bay High School. And man, that dude could pick a ball out of the middle of the infield. And we're just sitting there. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I wake him up and I said, dude, I think I'm gonna change my major. And he's like, dude, you're a junior. I said, I know. I said, I'd rather be miserable now than later.
Right.
So I went into sports administration, and I'm very thankful that that's exactly where I went with that route. I feel like that was the best route for me. So right out of you know right out of college, I started working at the intramural program at Cedarville University, and then we moved and I got a job at Slam Dunk Sports Marketing. Great
Okay.
company. It wasn't for me. I was not a salesman. Can't do it. The bosses there were friends of mine's parents, and man, they treated me like gold. And they actually wrote me a letter of reference for my first job as an athletic director and coach.
Okay.
So that set me on my path to being an AD and a baseball coach, and started at Dayton Christian. It's about a half an hour from here. It's in
Okay.
Miamisburg, Ohio. And I started coaching baseball there, and then they needed a substitute teacher. So I was like, I'll sub. And then their athletic director position opened up, and I was hired as assistant AD and coaching baseball there. It was just a long journey. And then I was there for 3 years, and a job opportunity came open in Kentucky as an athletic director. I went from assistant athletic director to an athletic director.
Okay.
I was able to coach baseball there as well. And then I got to come home. This is home. Madison's home to me. I grew up here. I went kindergarten to 8th grade here. So being able to come back home really that just meant a lot to me.
Right.
So I'm very thankful to be able to be back home at Madison.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know. I knew you were from Ohio, but to be back home in Madison, that's definitely something special. I know Kevin Rhines actually. He when he left the Messinic baseball program, he reached out to me, and he knows I'm out in Arizona, but he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "The program's yours. All you gotta do is move home."
yeah,
And it's crazy to think, just a small town like New Ipswich is like a dream to me, but you look back and you got Bobby Caswell coaching Messinic, then you got Kevin Rhines next, and for Kevin to kind of reach out to me to be the next kind of program leader kind of was a big deal to me. So,
yeah. It's just something special about going back home and being able to do something along those lines. And there's when your heart's invested into it, it's a little bit different. So
right.
that was
Yep.
it. I was very thankful to be able to come back home.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, so obviously this year, I don't even know if you guys got to have tryouts. I know out here in the West, we start things earlier, so there were a few games played. But tell me about your seniors at your high school that did not get to play a senior season, and kind of if you know where they're going in their lives, if they're going to play college ball, if some maybe be putting their names in the draft. How's that affecting your seniors?
Yeah, so we had actually had tryouts February 24th, and here in Ohio, you don't know if there's going to be snow on the ground or if it's going to be 70 degrees because we've
Yeah.
had both of those happen since I've been coaching here. So we got the tryout process going. We had our teams aligned, and so from February 24th to March 12th is when we had our last practice on the 11th.
Okay.
School administration said we needed to shut everything down the 12th, which was a Thursday. The kids were out of school on the 13th, so it just made sense just to go ahead and just clear everybody out. We had not had any games. We were scheduled to play Monday the 17th for a scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
This senior class is a very special class to me personally. When I first took over the program here at Madison, they were all sophomores, so we knew what they had. We knew they were special, but it was part of just adding on to this group. It's not just a class that makes you special. It takes along the lines of adding to it, which we had some good sophomores, we had some good juniors, and some good seniors, obviously. And this senior class probably. You can't ever just guarantee something just because it wasn't played, but these seniors were probably the most decorated class to ever walk through Madison High School, baseball-wise.
Yeah.
We have been very fortunate to have a league title in the last 2 years, which our league is very tough baseball-wise. And they have two sectional championships back-to-back, 18-19, and they have two district titles back-to-back, 18-19, which in school history there had only been one in 1975. So to be able just to have these guys go out in the field one more time together. We've been in the regionals the past 2 years. We literally felt like we could punch our ticket to Akron where the Final Fours played. So
Yeah.
we thought we had the guys to be able to go and win a state championship this year.
Yeah.
And a lot of schools don't get to talk about that. Do we get to talk about state championships year in, year out here at Madison? no, we don't. I just being straightforward. And we thought that this was the team to go and do so.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's such just like a dagger, like just going into the season with such high expectation, and then for something as crazy as COVID-19 to just come around and just shut everything down with
Yeah,
basically not even a warning, just hey, you're done.
yeah.
It's
So
tough and
our last practice, like I said, was Wednesday, March 11th.
mm-hmm.
If I would have known that was going to be the last time that I got to talk to my guys as a collective group, we would have obviously changed the way we did things. So we still have not had an official team meeting. We've not had, I mean, we can't, and
Right,
to not be able to properly say goodbye to those guys, there will be something done, but we're
right,
just kind of waiting the process out. And, you know, the last time I met collectively with a group was our group that was going on spring break with the parents, trying to see at that time if we all wanted to move forward with going to Florida and playing in the spring break tournament. And then next thing you know, everything gets axed.
yeah, right,
Florida closes down the beaches, they close down hotels. So we're just like, well, that was our decision made for us. So
right,
it was really, really tough.
yeah,
So and still is. Every day it gets harder.
mm-hmm.
So.
Agreed. Yeah, man. Knowing your seniors, do you know where they are going after this year? Are they going to college, or are some just kind of calling it quits and
Yeah, so
letting the game go?
I think it's a mix of guys ready for graduation and moving on to the college scene. Some guys are talented enough to play at the next level, and unfortunately did not get their senior season to prove that.
Right,
Um, and then we had some add-on guys. Jake Phelps was a guy that was added on to our roster this year. He had not played baseball since his I want to say his seventh grade year. Um, Great athlete, tore his ACL his first play in football season, so he's rehabbed the whole entire time. Fought back, got himself healthy. He was going to get released 4 days before our first game. We were really excited about having him out in the outfield in addition to Connor Blaylock, who I think is one of the best athletes in Southwest Ohio. He was
yeah,
an all-state defensive back. When you can add two really nice athletes out in the outfield that are just
right,
nice, lean athletes, they're really
yeah,
good. Our center fielder and our right fielder were 2-year starters, getting ready to head into their third year. Our right fielder was a second-team all-state guy. He held a lot of records last year that was in our league of runs scored, hits in a season, and stolen bases. So we were ready to roll. We truly felt we had 6 starting outfielders, which is very unique for a high school.
right.
Um,
That's
so we had guys that just really busted their butts. Like I said, Gabe Higgs is a center fielder who's patrolled out there for us the last 2 years, and he's got a fantastic arm and just great work ethic. And we got a guy who just plays all the way around, Turner Campbell. He's going to go to UC with his buddies, and one of his buddies he's going to go with is a guy who played out in the outfield that was going to compete for time was Lucas Flieger. And then another one's Corbin Kilbarger. I think he's going to try the kicking route for football.
okay.
He's got a nice leg. He's really, really improved the last couple of years and just improved as an athlete in general.
Yeah,
So Luke Hughes, I think Luke Hughes is he's just the guy you want on your team. He's a bulldog on the mound. He's just got unbelievable work ethic. Man, you should see this guy playing football. He sat out for a couple of years playing football and played D end. And I'll never forget his game against Carlisle, which is our rival. He's out there cramping. It's pouring rain. He's cramping. He makes a sack. He's punching himself in the calf, goes back up and plays the next play. Tackle for a loss. He's cramped up again. He's just punched himself in the leg, gets back up, goes back out there, blows up another play. It's just 3 incredible plays in a row. This dude's just a cramping mess, and he's going to
yeah,
come off the field. It's just his mentality. He's just a hard-working kid.
yeah,
He was going to be very special for us. So, missing him and missing his leadership in the weight room.
yeah,
So that's something we're going to miss. And then, our last couple of years, we've had some talent go through here. We've been fortunate with an all-state shortstop, Reed Davis, who graduated in 2018. We had some guys last year that went through that were just all-around team guys for us. And just to mention, just because he broke some school records, was our catcher, Cam Savard. He had 101 career RBIs for us as a catcher. and he was 2-time All-State guy. And so losing guys like that in previous years, and then also losing this big class. Are we gonna have a turnover next year? Yeah, we're gonna have a turnover, but we're not gonna drop off. Like
Right.
we're gonna be competitive, and
Yeah.
it's so, and we're very fortunate with I don't want to say a once in a lifetime player because that's not true. But we're blessed with a really good, talented arm, Tristan Sipple. He sits 92 from the left side, and he's going to North Carolina State, which North Carolina State last year was ranked number 1 in the country for 5 straight weeks.
Yep.
And then this year they just ended their season ranked number 8 in the country. So we're not just giving a MAC guy, which is a Bowling Green, Miami, Ohio, Kent State, Toledo guy. We're sending a guy to the ACC that put 2 teams in the College World Series last year. So
Yeah.
Tristan's is a competitor, and he's improved, and year after year, the dude's got 197 career strikeouts for us, and to see him go to that 200 mark would have been really special.
Right.
He was definitely a guy who was prepared for an all-state type year, and so yeah, he's and Jake Whiting, I see you post that. You're right. It's attitude and effort every single time. It's that's what we want our guys. We just want our guys to fly around and just give us our best effort. We're not gonna have the most talented team every night, but we want to fly around and make plays and put pressure on defenses. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's awesome that he's going to NC State for you, and I wish him the best. I wish all the seniors the best for your team. I know personally, just like this kid, he's saying attitude and effort, but I mean, honestly, playing for a guy like you're more of a player's coach. You're not like that old humbug kind of coach. You're a young athletic guy, still plays the game himself. It's got to be awesome for your kids to just play for a coach like you. And I know you probably hear it all the time, man, but just your strive for just enjoying life, and just you're a big God man, God first, then family, and that's just something that I think we need more around this country and more around this world, is just better leaders. And so I commend you for that. You're just a great man, Matty Mo.
I appreciate that. I mean, it's taken a lot. They say it takes a village to raise people, and man, did it ever so with me. I think back to my high school baseball coach, Coach Hunt. I still talk to him very often. Man, he was tough to play for. He demanded excellence, but he taught us to win, and he taught us to it doesn't matter if I'm a big Vanderbilt baseball guy because I love Tim Corbin, but if you've got a small school getting ready to go play Vandy, you don't need to worry about what's across your chest. You need to go out there and you just need to compete. You need to play. And I'm a very competitive guy. I hate losing. I don't care if we're playing ping pong, croquet, badminton, or if we're sewing blankets together. I want to beat you. I want to be better than you. That's just the way I'm wired. And I take that from Coach Hunt. If you ever looked at him and he was looking down at the left field foul pole, you knew you were in trouble. But I will, being a New England guy, and I'm gonna throw this at you. So in 2000, my freshman year, Coach Hunt started preaching, "Do your job." Yep. So was it Belichick or was it Coach Hunt? I gotta go with my guy Bobby Hunt. Coach Hunt is he always told us, "Do your job, do your job. Don't worry about anybody else. Do your job." Yep. And I kind of took that. I'm like, man, I just need to focus on worrying about me, and then let all the other pieces flow together.
Right.
So. And then Coach Evick, what a great mentor he's been my whole entire life. He's Madison's all-time winning coach, by the way. He's got 368 wins or something crazy like that. Just he's been around a lot, and man, he's my head JV coach now. And our pro program's in great hands with him around. I have the best coaching staff in America. I'm telling you, the time, the energy, and the effort. There's not very coaching people in the high school level that can say I have 8 other coaches.
Right.
I have 8 other coaches on coaching staff. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
These guys are phenomenal. They breathe excellence. They breathe life into the kids, and it just makes this makes things a heck of a lot easier. If I ever become a one-trick pony, I'm out.
Right.
Because that's not the way things are meant to be. If we're teaching kids team, we need to be a team,
Right.
And this is not about Matt Morrison. If this ever becomes about Matt Morrison, then I'm out of here. That's pretty simple for me. And
Right.
So Coach Hunt always taught team, and Coach Evick bought into me as a young guy, and watching his teams play, man, he is just unbelievable with people. He's a great coach. He played at NKU, which is Northern Kentucky University. He's a life guy, and he was so good at coaching baseball too. So having him there all the time, I love it. He never gives up on me, and there's times he probably just wants to, like, what are you doing? But just being able to follow his footsteps is hard. It really is. It's really hard because I know what level he's left at Madison. I feel like everywhere I've been, it's just almost been like a rebuild type situation. But at Madison, it hasn't been that. It's how do we carry tradition on and strive to the next level? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, I think about my first couple of years at Dayton Christian. I was 27 years old, young head coach, and was I that guy that was probably like screaming and yelling at kids? Yeah, I was, but it was I demanded excellence from them because I didn't want them to be just to be average.
Right.
I always heard about Troy Christian. That was their rival. Troy Christian this, Troy Christian that. I'm like, no, it's Dayton Christian. Let's be about DC. Let's not worry about what they're doing. Let's go worry about us. Let's go get bigger, faster, stronger in the weight room. Which Coach Schubert, man, he's so good at doing that stuff with the kids and really understanding what it takes to be a really, really good player and a really, really good team. So, so when we went to started conditioning and trying to really build a team aspect in the weight room, that's when I think things really started getting better for us, and guys started buying in, and thankfully that we were able to go 6-0 versus Troy Christian in my 3 years there, and
Nice.
to know that it was great, and let me tell you, we had some dog fights. We had a guy, Sam Worley, who went to Ohio Dominican and pitched at a Division II school. And, man, he could throw the heck out of the ball as a righty. And he's doing the upper 80s, and we were very blessed to have him on our team. But, man, he had some good teammates around him. But it took time for him to get that there. You know what I'm saying? It took him as a freshman and a sophomore to realize that it's not just about him, it's about his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
And when he bought into that aspect that it's about the team, man, he became an unbelievable team player. He was a guy who did it on both sides of offense, defense for us. He became a leader, and the guys started to respect him a lot more. When you start putting in work and you start having accolades and success and items like that, that's what people want to see. They want to see the behind the scenes stuff. Is this guy just good because he's just better than everybody else, or is he really getting better?
Right. Yeah. Agree.
So we had to what we had to do was to beat Troy Christian the second year, which is we had a really talented class go through in 15 at Dayton Christian. We broke school record there for most wins in the season, going 22-6, and appeared in the district finals and came up short. But the year before that we were 13-16, and the year before that we were 12-11. It just built. It just built. And the 13-16 year, I think we were a better team at 13-16 than we were at 12-11. I think our strength of schedule was harder, and we went down to Myrtle Beach, and I just saw I saw us growing. You know what I'm saying? And so. And the reason we started this spring break trip was I reached out to Lakota West head coach. Actually, he reached out to me, and I don't really know why. I'm just a young 27-year-old dude, and I had no idea what I was doing. And he reached out to me through Twitter and found out we went to the same church, and he started mentoring me. And I said, how did you win the state championship at the Division I level, which is huge?
Right.
How did you win that? And he said, I'll tell you right now, he said the 2006 team, he said, I could have posted a practice plan on the wall and walked away because they went on a spring break trip together. They bonded. He said, I could have posted the workout on the wall and walked away. And he said, and it would have been done to my liking.
Yeah.
He said, our leadership was incredible. And I thought, man, I need to really get to that point of where we need our leaders to lead, and I don't care if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. leaders need to lead,
Yeah.
and you've got it instilled in you, you know. And I just thought that, again, that sophomore class that I came in with Dayton Christian, you know, once we got 3 years to get or 2 years together underneath our belt and spring break trip and come back around, you know, in the 2015 season, man, they were loaded, and they just had like it started in the weight room. They never gave up. They didn't
Yeah.
care. They were going to fight for each other. You know, I've told this story before, and I'll tell it again. So we had this little second baseman. He's about 5'5". He's a little bit taller than that, but we're going to tell him he's 5'5". We don't want him to ever get a big head. And he was small, and he was a really good defensive player. He was struggling offensively, and I just felt that, you know, we needed to have a day off. He needed to have a mental day off. I pulled him aside, and we were getting ready to take a road trip. It was like an hour and 15 minutes away up at Houston High School, and I said, hey, today you're going to take a mental day off. You're not going to play. Didn't pout, didn't boo-hoo, didn't complain, didn't whine and cry about it, nothing.
Yeah.
He accepted his role, and he started doctoring up a baseball bat. He put Gatorade cups on it and started putting binoculars on it and, you know, using the fungo. And we had a guy rounding third base, tripped and fell. Man, he had his sniper gun ready to go. And just the involvement that he had and joined in on our team, and he wasn't even playing a lick, that's when, like, I knew that, like, this kid was fully invested in his team to do well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah.
And I was just super, super proud of him for just buying into our system, buying into, hey, coach knows what's best. I need a day off. And
Yeah.
next couple games after that, he came in, he started hitting the ball well, and they got the mind right, you know. And so that is just a little bit of a journey of that team. You know, Sam's arm definitely helped us out, and but you know, it takes a whole team. So we beat Troy Christian to go up in 2015. We won, and that was win number 5 for us. So we had to travel the next night and come back. And we had a day break. So we were going for win number 6 in 3 years. We played twice a year. And we had this left fielder, and his name was Sam Griswold. Goofy dude, but just lovable. and he was going to do anything for his teammates. So he's out left field, and I said, Sam, you're going to start tonight. I need 1 inning out of you. And he said, all right, coach. He goes in there, gets a fly ball, ground ball, and another fly ball. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Sam, I need you to go 1 more inning. And he's like, okay, coach, I got this. I knew that Sam Worley only had 5 innings left in him, okay, for the week.
Right.
So we needed to get as many innings we could get out of this guy and then bring the horse in and let it shut down the game. So we bring him back in, and he ended up pitching 3 2/3 of an inning for us. That's 2 2/3 innings longer than we had planned for. He did his job.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
And late in the game, we were able to bring in Sam Worley. He came in. You talk about nerve-wracking. The dude comes in and walks the leadoff batter. And as a coach, you know statistically, if that leadoff batter gets on, we're in big trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pass ball, got to second base, no outs. Came in and struck out the side. Comes in the next inning,
Jeez.
walks the leadoff guy again, stolen base. Now he's at second base again with no outs. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Struck the side out. We had 3 seniors in a row in extra innings go. We went single, stolen base, double, scored a run. We won the game, and that's what you waited for. You needed your seniors, and at that moment, that's when they came into play. You know,
Right.
They had been working so hard for all that, and those athletes just did a really nice job. So, you know, we fast forward down to, you know, coaching down in Kentucky. Like, I had no idea what I was doing down there, because that's a whole different system down there. It's all one big division. You're not broken into divisions.
Okay.
And so I had a school of 402 kids total, K-12, to work with. And those guys competed their butts off. I mean, just absolutely competed their butts off. And we had a winning season. We won the Kentucky Christian Athletic Conference, won a first district game in like 17 years, something crazy along those lines. And they just did a great job. And again, we got them invested in the weight room.
Right.
And then, you know, we had a different path in life that brought me back to Ohio, and thankfully that's the Lord led me home. So I was very, very glad to be back to Madison. And, you know, the first thing I did, you know, when I interviewed for the job, I was already the athletic director here, and I was Coach Evic's assistant coach for a year, and he retired. And so I put my name in for the job, and thankfully I was able to take over the head job. And But I knew, I was like, man, I got to get my Dayton Christian coaching staff back together. Like
Okay.
that's number one thing that's got to happen. Like
Yeah.
if I can't get these guys back together, then I'm probably not going to coach.
Okay.
So I called the coaches, and every one of them agreed to come back. And the one kind of was hesitant was Coach Reese. He's my outfield coach. He played at Western Michigan,
Okay.
and he said, is this going to be a ministry, or is this going to be or is this going to be a coaching gig? And I said, it's going to be a ministry, and we're going to love on these kids. So he said, count me in.
Heck
So
yeah, man.
so coaching's changed over time, and I've loved every player that I've been able to coach, and but it's more about the game of life than it is baseball, and
Right.
I'm just super thankful that I have the opportunity to do exactly what coaches did to me, and that was just give back.
Yeah.
I had a lot, like I said, I've been around a lot of really good coaches, and what they did for me is invest in my life, and that's exactly what I want to be able to do is invest in these kids' life. If
Hmm.
I tell each team each year at the beginning of season that if I'm not getting birth announcements or wedding invitations, that I've not done my job as a coach.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
and so that's the stuff that's more important to me. Do I love to win? I told you already, I'm the most competitive guy around here. I feel like I hate losing. Like
Yeah.
I hate losing. So, um, coming in and just setting an expectation, and when when you know that your coaches are on board with what you've got going on because you love your coaches, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh
Our
yeah.
staff is very tight knit. Like so, if I saw Coach Carmack just join, he's my pitching coach. I have Coach Carmack, and he can vouch for this. I have not called one pitch in 2 years. I have not called one pitch in 2 years. He's called every single pitch because that's his job. He's so
Yeah.
good at it. Why the heck do I need to step in the way?
Right.
Like
Right.
there's no need for that.
Yeah.
So and by the way, our pitchers are really good. We've been 23-5 and 24-7
Jeez.
in 2 years.
And
He's you
shipping
know
one off to NC State.
yeah. So Coach Carmack does a great job with our pitchers. Our kids, listen, you're only going to be as good as your Jimmys and Joes. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care what anybody says. You know, there's teams that Urban Meyer could coach in football that wouldn't win a football game because there's just no talent there.
Yeah.
There's got to be a blend of it's got to start with your attitude and effort. You got to work hard, and there's times you don't want to, but you've got to turn. We tell them you got to turn your have tos into want tos.
Yeah.
And you've got to want to work hard. You've got to be able to just say, when we go out to play a rival or just another team, you got to just be able to say, we know exactly what the amount of work and hard work we've put into,
Yeah.
so,
Right.
and we're going to take care of business.
That's Hey, I had a load of questions, and you nailed it just with that that whole thing.
Sorry.
No, hey, no. What I want to point out for any athlete watching, it doesn't matter really how old you are. What Coach Morrison just said is, he said a couple things. It starts in the weight room, and it and know your role, and
Yep.
that's 100% true for any athlete. I don't care if you're the MVP of the team, of the league, of the state, of the country. I don't care. Know your role. If you're an MVP, well, the last player on the bench better also be your best friend, your MVP as well. If he's slacking, you're picking him up,
Yep.
right? It is not your job to be just the MVP. It is your job to continue doing what you're doing, making sure your team is doing exactly what they should be doing. Heck, even if you got to call out a coach, I'm all for that. If a player sees a coach kind of like giving up to a kid, hey, coach, he needs that coaching. Don't give up on
Yep.
him. Make
Yep.
sure that he can do his job. And with young kids, man, even the high school we coach at, I'll get a text every day. Hey, this kid sat out during weights. This kid sat out during weights. It's like, come on. It starts in the weight room. It starts with team bonding, and I'm all for road trips with the team and like spaghetti dinner nights before games or something, because to get a team bonding is unlike anything else. If you want your team to succeed and to grow and to win, it starts by bonding. You can't go to practice, go home, go to a game, go home. You got to hang out with your team, and they're your brothers or your sisters, whatever sport you're in. One of my best buddies till this day, had no idea who he was. I played Legion ball with him. Our first road trip, we went to Vermont. We just got paired in random rooms. That dude, we got paired in the same room. He's my best friend. You know what I mean? He's
Mm-hmm.
one of my all-time best friends. Still lives back home in Mass. We talk every day, and it's just because we bonded in a hotel room when we were 19 years old. You
Yep.
know, like it starts there. It might be weird, might be awkward at first to try to get to know someone that you have no idea who they are, but it's worth it, man. It's
Yeah.
worth it.
It's
So
we tell them, like, the off season is where games are won, and if you're not willing to put time and effort in the weight room, and you're not willing to put time and effort into loving your teammates, then you're not going to win games. Like
yeah,
the best teams do not always win. The
right.
most talented teams do not always win. The best teams win.
Yeah,
You all you gotta do is look at teams like and I know that there's a target on their back right now, but let's rewind before they got into the controversy. Houston Astros,
yeah,
no one knew about them.
right.
Let's rewind even farther back. That the Kansas City Royals, no one knew about them.
Yeah,
Their payroll was nowhere near what the Yankees or the Red Sox were, and the next thing you know, they're winning the World Series.
yeah,
They go back-to-back trips and win the World Series. That was not the most talented team.
right.
There's no one that convinced me anything else, but the Yankees and the Red Sox year in and year out probably have the most talent.
Yeah,
They have the most money, that's for darn sure.
right.
To get that talent. So, it's just things like you have to invest in being a great teammate, and to this day, I want to be the best teammate I can be. I don't care if it's in my athlete department. I don't care if it's for my coaching staff. I don't care what it is. Like my men's league team that I play for, like I want to be the best teammate I can be. I want to make
Right.
sure we're in a position to win.
Yeah,
And that's at the end of the day. If our end goals match at the end of the day, that's exactly what is good. That's success.
right. Agree.
Is matching it. So, we had 2 years ago when in 2018. We went into some uncharted territory. We went to the district finals, and great talent. And Tristan, I threw him to the wolves. Okay, that's his only loss was his sophomore year, and he still struck out 13, and we lost 4-1. We just didn't hit the ball. I did not have the team. I did not have the team prepared offensively. Okay, I did not have the team prepared offensively. Defensively, I felt like we were okay. They did Madeira, where your boy Andrew Benintendi went. That's who knocked us out. So,
Okay.
so the following year, we go back to district finals, and we're playing Madeira again. And Sip will come to my office earlier in the day, and he said he's nervous. It's the only team he's ever lost to in high school. He wants to get past it. By the way, he beat an Ohio State commit the game before that to get to the Madeira game in 18, and they were all calling him smoke. And I'm sitting thinking, well, what's TT? Is he fired? Because right now he just 14K'd you, and we won 1-0 in the 8th inning. We had 8 hits off them. They only had 3 hits off of Tristan. So we were enjoying the moment, and to be able to win a district title in 2018, the first time and second time in school history, first time since '75, that was special. So the following year when we get to 19, I had been in a leadership conference, and we always do classroom work with my guys, and we really study the mental game, because as high school athletes, even in college athletes, like the fastest way to get broke down is mentally. It's not physically, it's mentally. And especially baseball. 3 out of 10 times you're failing, or 7 out of 10 times you're failing.
Right.
3 times you're getting in the Hall of Fame. So I just told him, I was like, don't worry about the numbers, have quality at bats, so when I was at a leadership conference, the guys started talking about the book, Oh, the Places You Go, Dr. Seuss. So I borrowed a book from a kindergarten teacher here at Madison. So I was like, hey, I want to read this to my team. And she's kind of like, what? Like, really? I'm like, yeah. So I borrowed it. I read it. And my guys are kind of looking at me like, Coach, you just read us a Dr. Seuss book. I'm like, you're exactly right. Like, why did I read that book to you? And I broke it down for them. And it's talking about you're going to do things so much better if you remove your mind and insert your heart. when your heart's involved in something, you're going to be more invested into something, So we talked about it going into the postseason. It's just like, put your heart into it. Don't worry about anything else. Just put your heart into it, because it's going to be a lot more invested if you put your heart into it.
Yeah.
And we had a nice little postseason run, and Tristan went against Madeira, and we beat him 4-2 this time. And he told me, he said in my office, he said, if I throw that first pitch fastball for around 90 miles an hour, right down the middle, first strike, he said, it's over.
Yeah.
Calm, cool, and collected. He looked over at the dugout, and he said, it's over. Fast for the first pitch of the game.
Yeah.
And he did. And I believe he 13K'd him that night too.
Jeez.
He's just he's talented, and he's a bulldog. He wants to win. He wants to do what's best for his team to go in and get the job done. So as this whole senior class is, man, and Tristan's like this. He gets so mad. He does not want the attention to him. He wants it to be to the team. And this is what everybody always says. Oh, Madison, Tristan Sipple. We're more than Tristan Sipple.
Yeah.
Tristan Sipple is 16-1 in the last 2 years. We're 47-11 the past 2 years.
Right.
That's 31 wins without Sipple on the mound.
Without him. Yep.
Does that make sense? That's how talented this group is. We started a freshman at second base the first year we won the district title. Justin Gray started a freshman. Played JV the whole entire season. We had an injury, had to move him up there. We're in the sectional finals. We're down by 1 run, and they have bases loaded with 1 out. He gets a screamer off the ground hit to him. He falls to his knees, fields it, pops up, throws the ball home as a freshman. Our catcher turns around and throws it down to first base for double play, okay? That same freshman in the district finals is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts because Cole Niekamp has got him twice on a big league curveball.
Yeah.
This kid's going to Ohio State. He throws in the upper 80s, and his curveball is falling off the table.
Yeah.
We got a guy on second with 1 out, and we're the home team in the bottom of the 8th inning. And I said, do your job, get a bunt down. Don't worry about anything else, get the bunt down.
Yeah.
He puts a perfect bunt down to get our 4-hole hitter to be able to come up to the plate to get the game-winning hit to win 1-0. Because the little freshman did his job. He did his job, So it's not just the senior class, that little freshman, and then we started another freshman last year at a catcher's every once in a while, and then a second baseman. We had guys. I'll tell you right now, one of the most perfect bunts that I've seen at the high school level was put down last year by a junior who was going to be a senior. He's going to be a utility guy for us, Turner Campbell. Yeah. They ran the wheel route on us. A guy on third. They ran the wheel route on us. He shoved one right between the pitcher's mound and right at the second base position. He was able to get a double out of it, score a run. We didn't even have to lose an out.
Jeez.
We were squeezing.
Yeah.
But that's just guys just doing their job and investing in what they wanted to do and be a part of something special. 47-11 in 2 years. I mean, that's them. That's them. That's them. They're the ones playing a game. I just show up and make up a lineup card. They play.
Right.
So.
I couldn't agree more, man. But I mean, like you said, it's not just Tristan. It's not just Matty Moe. You have 8 coaches. You have however many guys you have on your team. Obviously 9 on the field, and however many you got on the bench. But if you got those 8 coaches and those kids all on the same page, which is not easy to do. It's not just, hey, we're a team. It's you, like you said, you need to be a team.
Yep.
So to do that, that's where you get your success, and it's not even success in winning. It's success in life.
Right.
Pass the game.
One thing that was going to be really hard this year was going to be a balancing act from the coaching staff, because we know we're getting ready to graduate 12 seniors out of 16 that are on varsity.
Yeah.
And I'm not a very smart guy, but 16 minus 12 is only 4.
Yeah.
And when you come back with 4 guys that have experience, you're kind of shaking your head going, why did we not do this? We wanted to make sure we were going to get those young guys experience on Saturday mornings or whatever it may have been in the doubleheader nights, because we needed to get them experience. So, with a loaded senior class, you still have to play the balancing game of, like, how can we get varsity experience to some young guys,
Mm-hmm.
And that was going to be a really tough role for the coaching staff to play this year. And I'll be honest, I wish we had that opportunity to do it. And, I love that senior class so much. Like, if they were like, you got to pick one class to retire with, I would have enjoyed retiring with that class.
Yeah.
Now, thankfully, I don't have to have that choice, because my younger guys, I love them too. You know, it's like I said, it's not just a senior class, but this senior class has done a really good job of leaving their legacy with them amongst the baseball program, and honestly, and athletically in our athletic department. Like,
Right.
so we're pretty excited about like what the young guys have got to see in our first 5 inter squad games. And now, granted, they didn't get to watch them play and compete in regular games, but you know, all you gotta do is look up at the banner in the gymnasium and see that it's been decorated by that core guys, and then the
Right.
2018 seniors and the 2019 seniors as well.
Yep.
So.
Agreed. Hey, Maddie, I'll leave you with this. If you had your team in front of you right now, what would your message be to them?
It's pretty simple. I just want to know I love them. Like that's all I care about. Like I want to cheer them on in life. I want them to know that I love them, and my guys know that. I'm pretty confident my guys know that. I try to send them text all the time and just tell them I love them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. You know, my guys know if they see me in the hallway, I'm gonna hug them, tell them I love them. If the
Yeah.
last time I see them, I'm gonna tell them I hug them, I love them. Like, no matter what. Like, I don't want it to be that last interaction with my guys just kind of being like, did I treat that guy well? Does that mean everybody's got the same equal playing time? No, that does not mean everybody has the same equal playing time. You play
Right.
your best 9 or 10 players, depending if you have a DH at night, on the field. But
Yeah.
I want them to know that our coaching staff, we love them, and
Yeah.
and that's the number one thing is just tell them I love them, and
Yeah.
and that's exactly what I would do if I had them in the room right now. I'd be sure to know that they knew I loved them. I don't care how many games we win. I don't care how many trophies. Trophies are going to get thrown in the trash can 25 years from now. The banners are going to get a bunch of dust on them. And,
Yeah.
you know, but the memories that we've been able to create and that they've created with their teammates and their schoolmates, you know, like that's what it's about. It's just, I hope they know that I love them.
Yeah. Agreed, man. Like you said, if you're not getting those wedding invites or those baby invitations, you didn't do your job. So
Right. Right.
it's awesome that you as a coach and just as a human being is making sure that you're giving them all that you have. I mean, you have a family of your own. You have a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful daughters, but you're also giving a piece of your heart to the program and every guy that goes through that program. And that's just awesome, man. So it gives me chills just talking about it. So
Yeah, it's been a tough year, but you know, because this class was so good to our younger guys, we're going to continue to maintain hard work. We're going to continue our attitude and effort philosophy, and we're going to continue because of what the 18 seniors, the 19 seniors, and the 20 seniors have done for us.
Yeah.
You know, we're just. You know, is it going to be a rebuilding year next year? Yeah, it's going to be rebuilding, but you know, the cupboard's not bare. So,
Yeah.
you know, and just in general, the 2020 seniors across the United States, my heart breaks for them.
Right.
I don't know a lot of them, obviously, but the 2020 seniors that did not get to experience a spring senior season, whether tennis, track, softball, baseball, my Mohawks, I love them. I love every one of them. My heart breaks for each and every one of them. I was hoping I got to cheer them on. Our softball team was going to be talented. Our tennis team was rebuilding, and our track team was starting to come of its own as well. You know, I'm really proud of it. It's just I put it out there a lot. It's good to be a Mohawk. Like I love this place. I love this town. I love this community. You know. So my heart absolutely breaks for them. And there's been tough times. I know the coaches have struggled. Like I know personally, I've broke down and cried. Like, and I'm not a crying guy. I'm just not. Like you know, I've cried early in life, but and it's not. I'm not saying people shouldn't cry, but this has affected me as well.
Yeah.
So
100%, man. Hey, Maddie, it's been an honor talking to you. It's great to see you. Wish you nothing but the best going forward. I know we'll keep in touch, but
yes. For sure.
We'll end this with a little exit out. So I'm Tyler Milbert talking to Coach Matt Morrison, and this is Inside the Mind of a Coach. Hey, Maddie, take it easy, man.
All right. Thanks, Ty. Appreciate it.
Yeah, love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Bye.
Bye.